And what are you most excited about in terms of technology for the future? Maybe it may not be augmented reality. It could be something else.
Hmm.
But as you kind of think about, you as a person rather than as a lawyer and as a father, and going out with your kid playing Pokemon Go or whatever today, how do you think this will evolve? And what I suppose what most excites you and kind of what worries you most?
Well, I'd have to say the same things worry me and excite me, right? I do I am really enchanted by this idea of the augmented reality um, shared experience, right? When not when it's flashy and visible like these Vision Pros, but when it becomes subtle, right? When we get to AR contact lenses, for example, or glasses that are actually wearable, and we're interacting with digital content in ways that isn't overwhelming, isn't flashy, but that it's useful and it's subtle. If I'm walking down the street and I walk past a restaurant, for example, I want to see the menu virtually on the outside of the wall, and I want to be able to, virtually touch a button and put in my order that way rather than pulling out a phone and doing this, or standing in line. Just little things that make the world more efficient and interactive and interesting, right? Like buttons and bubbles that pop up and tell me about the things that are around me. Um, a work environment, I've done a lot already um, in talking about Apple Vision Pro as a productivity device. I want to see more productivity aids in my office, but at the same time, those things all worry me because as a parent, I see my kids and other kids getting too invested in digital technologies. Right? They can't live without screens for too long. Um, they are, I think, not developing the same skills that we had to learn by interacting with the physical world, or real print books, things of that nature. So there are thought processes and skills that I think they're missing out on. And when people get too used to the idea of everything being around them digitally, I think the potential for being disconnected from actual reality is a lot greater, and that won't be a healthy mental place for some people to be.
Yeah. And I think my hope, and certainly what we're trying to achieve, is to help create a future where the reality bit is the most important bit, but it's augmented. Like some of the examples that you've made. The last
Hmm.
company I worked in, which was Jaunt, which was mostly a virtual reality company. I just when I decided what to do next, I very much wanted to kind of go into AR rather than VR because I just think one, the potential is way bigger, but two, it's just
Sure.
I'm going to use a terrible term here, but it's just a nicer technology. I think it's a technology that promises to augment humanity rather than kind of make it more distant. And I kind of
Hmm.
hope that actually spending less time looking at small screens and more time looking at the world around us, but then having those moments of delight or insight or whatever that technology can deliver contextually in location will actually make us more sociable and will give us better skills and Niantic from the get-go has always been, look, we're a technology company, but we want people to walk around, we want people to get fit, we want people to experience the world. And I think
Hmm.
that is the opportunity we have in front of us. And hopefully we can learn some of the lessons from the last 10, 15 years and apply new solutions to this new technology. Um,
I'm 100% on board with everything you said. That's why I prefer AR as well. And Tim Cook has said it a number of different ways. He explained, in great detail those reasons why AR as a medium has a much longer road ahead of it, and why it has, more social benefit. And I really respect what Niantic has done along those lines too. They've been very adamant from the beginning, from John Henke on down, in insisting that their goal was to get kids out in the real world and to use technology to do that, right? And they've left money on the table um, in sticking to those rules, right? They recent innovations to the game that during COVID that would have made it a lot easier to just sit on your couch and play the game, but
yeah.
they left that aside, even though it was profitable, because they wanted kids to get outside. And I think we need more people thinking about AR and related digital technologies, mobile technologies in that way.
Absolutely.